What's happening, bearded gearheads? Hope everybody's sorry we're a few minutes late. Matt and I were just chatting it up and didn't realize it was already 9 o'clock. So hope y'all stayed around. As you can see, we're joined by Mr. Smedium himself. And if you don't know what that means, it's because look at that shirt, man. Does he not look dapper? I mean, look at that. God almighty. The tats coming out them sleeves. I just wish I could be that cool.
You know, that's a secret for everybody, too. And if anybody wants to look like they have bigger muscles, then that's what happens.
So that's the trick. You wear a smaller shirt and it makes the arms look bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I worked out a little bit, but these shirts are great they have the arm sport fit, and they're a little loose in the chest if you get the right size, but it's that's the key is a tighter shirt, and it makes you look bigger, right? It's formative.
That's what they say. To be honest with y'all, the reason we're late is Matt was doing some push-ups before we went live, so I had to wait on him to get finished and break a sweat. So
I was getting oiled down in case we needed to do something.
All right, guys, man, welcome to tonight's channel or live stream. We appreciate you stopping by. As you all know, tonight we're going to launch Revelation, which is a box set by Bay Area Beard Co. It's 3 oils. It's unbelievable. Jump on it, guys. I promise you, and I'll go through each one of them here in a minute, but you get this cool box. I mean, Matt, attention to details, man. I just want to give you kudos. Unbelievable. I mean, you even get it in a bag that's got the Revelation. I mean, just all the way through, unbelievable. I love presentation, means a lot. Doesn't mean everything. What's in bottle really is what matters. But, for somebody to go the extra mile the way you did with this box set is really incredible. Great job. I mean, the bottles are very unique with the purple. They're cool bottles. I don't know where you found these. This is a unique purple I've never seen.
Yeah, it's a frosted. Stick with the frosted theme that I have kind of going with the bottles, and I think that the normal bottles are like a frosted brown, and I think that a lot of the community kind of knows me by the trademark bamboo top, and the Moedim box set was white frosted with gold top. So I wanted to do something kind of the almost exact opposite, and just be like, what's insanely different from those two. And I thought, orange and purple, why not, right?
Yeah, it looks good together, and it goes with the theme. I mean, we're matching here tonight, so it's looking good. It's almost like you meant to do it.
Yeah, I've had this shirt just kind of, I couldn't, you can't wash it. You can't wash the Schmediums, by the way. If you're going to buy Schmedium, those are dry clean shirts. You don't want those shrinking on you. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to show y'all me in a Schmedium. That would be funny.
We have a Schmedium contest. That's a new thing we could do. Everybody wears the shirt that fits them the tightest, and see how everybody looks.
Oh my goodness. I might have to skip out on that one. Adrian, no, it's not a new blend. He's tinkering with one though. You might see one soon that's just a little different, but we've even talked about it, Matt and I. Matt's blend works really well. And there's old saying, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. And I don't think anybody's ever complained about their feeling beard. Could he add some things to it, tinker with it? Sure, but why? I mean, it works really well. It's just not one of those blends you really need to tinker with much. And so, no, it's the same blend as always, nothing different. It's just some unique scent profiles, cool little box set presentation with some little extras in there. Get a good little cool pin. Got some stickers, 3 bottles, a keychain, and you even get a bearded horsepower sticker as well. Anybody that buys tonight will get 2 extra horsepower stickers as well that I will mail to you. So Matt will just give me those addresses, and I can mail them from here. But you'll get the 2 different bearded horsepower stickers as well as the one that comes in the box set. So a lot of extra going on if you buy tonight. Also, guys, remember this. for the box set, if you use the code horsepower during the stream, you get free shipping. Now, horsepower, that's only good for the box. You can use the code FATE if you want to buy other things, and then I'll save 25% off. But for the box set, no other codes are working. So if you buy Revelation, horsepower will get you free shipping during the stream. So keep that in mind. Tonight only.
Yes. Do have some Bearded Horsepower stickers I'll be mailing out. I want to say you said the first 25, but I think you might have sent me enough to include for everybody that buys one. So
yeah, I did. Till you run out. I think I gave you about 40 or 50. So
yeah, they'll go in everybody's box set, buying one tonight or always. So, and we have another surprise later that includes you as well. So, just like a little bit of a thank you. Again, we've had a little bit of a relationship for over a year now. So, hopefully it does you justice.
Guys, if y'all haven't tried, and I'm pretty sure everybody in here that I'm noticing right now has probably tried you at some point, but look, guys, this is one of the best blends out there. I mean, I've enjoyed, God, I think I have just about everything Matt makes. I think I counted the other day, it was like 32 oils. It's just crazy. But the butter and balm, to me, is a star of the show too. And scent profiles are so unique. You're not going to find them anywhere else. I guarantee you've not smelled one of these anywhere. And he's got a little bit of everything. If you like, a foodie, like a lemon pound cake, I mean, he's got that. If you like tobacco, he's got some tobacco scents. We can go through. We've talked about my favorites of his before, but he's got a little bit for everybody. And Feeling Beard is one of those blends that works for short beard, long beard, medium beard, doesn't matter. It's just a really, really good mixture of oils, a little thicker, which I enjoy. I like a little thicker oil with that Jamaican black castor in there. And it's just one that's going to work for everybody. So if you haven't bought it before, I promise you're not going to be disappointed with feel or smell because he's got it all.
Yeah, I think that I was a little scared. You're the beard's intimidating, the look's intimidating. And I know when you reached out that you mentioned you weren't a fan of whipped butter, and I think I was regretting doing whipped butter at that point, and then you were really blown away with it, and that made me really, really happy because I know that you know your stuff, and it told me all the really, really good logical reasons why you didn't like whipped butter and the reasons why scientifically of what happens when you whip the butter and it takes out some of the actual moisturizing, conditioning properties. But you were pleased with it, so I couldn't have been happier with that. You're right. I had been tinkering with a new blend, but it's one of the things that has seemed to be consistent with the reviews is that the Feeling Beard is fantastic, whether or not maybe a couple of the scents weren't as strong as people would have liked. Even with the amazing packaging, that maybe the scent profile is not being on the labels, or you can't read the name well enough, or that it's just and it's little preferences that people like. That's the one thing that's been consistent is the oil blend, and it's just something that gray beard, short beard, long beard, that it seems to work, and then it's not something I created because I didn't have an issue with other oils. It's just kind of I wanted to make something for everybody, and I just came up with it. It just happened to really stick and really work well. So. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing about it is it's just well balanced in fatty acids. When you look at the oleic, the linoleic, it's just got a little bit of it in there, but not too much of each one. Like, some blends are just real, real heavy in oleic acid, and you just get this, I don't know, it's just a different feeling beard. It's a little too heavy, doesn't absorb as well, and you get this oily, greasy feeling on top that just doesn't go away. And then you get some that don't have enough and so forth, but yours is just really well balanced, and it's got some, there's a lot going on in the industry right now with fancier oils and these, exotic oils, and everybody's trying to come up with something different because there are so many companies out there and there's so many different blends, and guys have tried kind of different everything and they're looking for something new. So you're seeing a lot of carrier blend reformulations out there right now. And a lot of it has to do with we're getting into this 3 or 4 years down the road from when it kind of kicked off and got popular, and guys are learning more. I talk to owners all the time and says, man, I'm learning more than I knew back then. Back then it was just sweet almond, jojoba, argon, and maybe some coconut. And then all these other ones are brought into it. But sometimes I talked about this with an owner the other day. Sometimes the simplicity of 4 or 5 carrier oils to me works better than having 10 exotic crazy oils, because you don't get enough of each one. And to me, your blend is not super complex. I mean, it's sweet almond, jojoba, argon, avocado, and Jamaican black castor. But that is really, when you look at the composition of it and the scientific values, it's really a perfect mix. I mean, it's kind of got a little bit of each one of the fatty acids that are important. It's got the vitamins that your beard needs. And it's got, some thicker oils in there like avocado and Jamaican black castor, but still absorb well. It just works really, really well. And you do a great job of sourcing those to where you're not getting these, cheaper. I mean, I think you use Moroccan argon, which is a little more expensive. Jamaican black castor is totally different and more expensive than regular castor. The process of making it's different. It's so you took the little extra step, and you can tell. I feel it when I put it in my beard that it's just not a normal blend that uses those oils. So I know that you're sourcing really well. So I appreciate it.
And it's like almost redundant, and I put it on the label, so it's my fault, but it's almost redundant saying Moroccan argan oil, because like the argan tree only, I believe, to my knowledge, only grows in Morocco. So it's like saying it's Moroccan argan oil it's redundant. But I think the star of the show is the Jamaican,
no doubt,
and black castor oil, light oil, runny oil, to being a nice medium oil, a little darker. The golden jojoba makes it a little golden, and like you don't get any of the roasted notes from the Jamaican black castor in the oil itself. And jojoba oil is, up there with argan, but I think that, it's the natural replacement for sebum oil that your body produces itself. And sweet almond oil, is inexpensive as that oil can be. I think that might be probably my favorite, because if somebody's using my oil and they say it lasts, 6 to 8 hours instead of like 3 to 4, they might actually be noticing the sweetness from the sweet almond oil itself that's still lingering, which I like. It has an amazing aroma that doesn't mess with the scent profiles.
Yeah.
So that's, again, I like all the oils, and if I had to pick one that I would most likely replace, it'd be avocado oil. But even that one I added as the final piece because it is such a great carrier of the other vitamins, minerals, and acids to the skin without leaving the skin oily or having the pores clogged. So, I mean, even that one's a tough one to take out if you're going to put something else in. I think you mentioned this to me.
It is.
So,
yep.
Yeah, it's tough. And you want to keep up with the Joneses in the community, right? Like it's staying relevant. You're trying to come up with the newest, coolest thing or profile or hat, anything like that. You're trying to swag, that's better or newer. But that's one of the things that's like still my favorite. It's the blend. It's just, it feels great.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it's one of those things that look, man, I still to this day think, as far as a whip butter, I think you make the very best whip butter out there. And to me, it doesn't act and feel like a normal whip butter. Your balm to me is one of the very best balms. I've told you this. I absolutely love it. I loved it when my beard was short. I love it today. It's one of the few balms that I can wear anytime. I wear it overnight as a butter sometimes. It's just really well put together. And to me, like you said, when you're doing, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I don't think anything you've got, it needs to be messed with, other than, if you wanted to remove avocado to put something a little more sexy in there. But again, like you just talked about, avocado is a great oil. And each one of your carries had something very unique about it as far as the scientific composition that you can't really get in other oils. So it's kind of hard to replace something. And I think adding to your blend doesn't, you're going to start using smaller amounts of the other 5 oils that are in there now to be able to put some others in there. And I just don't think you're going to get the same effect. So I agree. Right now, I wouldn't touch it. I've never complained about it, never will. And you do the other things that are very unique that are going to keep you standing on your own. I mean, your scent profiles, come on, man. Nobody's every time I read them, they just trip me out. And the way they work together, like cinnamon, sugar donut, oatmeal, milk, and honey, that is a great nighttime scent that I absolutely really enjoy. It's just one of those, a good Sunday. You don't want to smell like you got a cologne on, but you just want to smell clean and refreshed. And when my daughter's around me, she loves that smell. Just little things like that. You just do really well. And I think you just keep mixing up the profiles like you are and don't change anything, and keep killing it with the swag.
Yeah, I try and do.
I got one request, man. I'm all about the biblical, and I'm all about it, but I can't pronounce any of these names. I'm a redneck from Alabama. Can you help me with some of the names? That's the only thing I got. One request. When I go to do a review, I think about it, and I'm like, man, God, I'm gonna blow this all up. I mean, I can't pronounce half of them.
Yeah,
I'm okay with Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Like I can do those, but when you get into some of them, I'm like, all right, Tiki, help me out.
That's studying the word for a really long time, and being raised, as a Christian, but then kind of, I was raised with like see, now I'm gonna mess up a word, eschatology or eschatological view of the Bible, which is mostly like, not the name drop, but Revelation and Daniel and mostly prophetic type teaching. Not evangelical, but it was a lot of rapture, like stuff like that. But over the past 10 years, I've really studied what they call like hermeneutics, which is the context of the Bible, which is language, culture, the deeper, you're pulling out the literal meaning instead of inserting the meaning based off of what maybe a denomination might say or have, or tradition. So that's what I really want to come across with biblical beard oil, biblical beard care, is, a deeper contextual meaning of the Bible, and just maybe teaching a few words or stories that growing up you may have heard as a child that may not be entirely true, or may have you may have heard it like, I like to do the Noah's Ark thing, or a couple of the stories we've heard that are from children's books that really aren't what they had seemed, and give you a whole lot funner, deeper, loving meaning to them. And so I just wanted to go with the sense and maybe incorporate some Hebrew, believing that the entire Bible is true, and not that it's two halves for two different groups of people, but it's the entirety of the Bible is for one people, and that's God's church or whole people. So sure. Not to get on my soapbox, but that's why I find little tiny ways without being preachy to like have some fun with words and have you go, well, what's that mean? What and then tell you a story behind the word, and that's really fun.
No, I agree. No, I love the way you do it, but not, in a pushy way that's going to offend anybody that may be of another religion. It's just the way you incorporate it is really unique and it's fun. And, I think you just keep doing it. I mean, I think it works. It really does. I enjoy reading the stories behind them. I mean, every time you put a new one out there, I go to your website and I read the story behind it because it's just, it's tough sometimes to pick up the Bible and and find the stories in the Bible. And, my mother was a youth minister growing up. So I grew up in a Baptist church, going 3 days a week. I read the Bible before I was age of probably 13, start to finish. I say I read it. I probably couldn't read half of it, but it was part of what she made me do. And, it's, I love the way you do it. I just think it's the right way, because you're finding ways to incorporate it to where it makes sense to everyone and ties into the beard. And it's really, really fun and really cool.
And, that's one of the things that, it was a big concern, because I wanted to do something that hasn't been done yet. And that's tough. That is tough in the beer community for sure. And it's challenging to dance around, doing something that, hasn't been done before. And there's, a lot of Vikings and skulls and lumberjacks and gladiators and, cavemen. That was my first beard oil, was Caveman Beard Company, which I thought was really cool. I still have the comb. And all of those things. And I thought, well, what's something that hasn't been done before? And what, I ended up coming up with was something that I could stand behind, stand beside, and stand in front of and defend, and it's still, and that's one of the things I want to do with the brand, is that something biblical can still be bold, can still be manly, can still be, strong. And it doesn't have to involve not necessarily something that's evil, because, I'm trying to come up with some darker, themed, versions of the Bible. And by the way, the Bible pulls no punches when it comes to the really terrible things that go on in it. And I also will come across to teach that, Sorek, which is, a Delilah themed scent, which is fairly darker, but that's kind of what I want to do, and just do something different. And it's like not something that someone else won't do or touch or play off of, but it's like your own lane, and you're just kind of driving alone. And it's that allows me to be able to create as freely as I do. And it's not easy, but it's so much more fun, which seems to be like why I'm coming up with, wild scents or, whatnot. But, I appreciate all those things. And, it's tough to keep doing it, but it's so much fun.
Well, I mean, you've made it hard on yourself because the ones you've created are so unique and crazy off the wall that when you do another one, you got to do the same. It's kind of hard for Bay Area to have a tobacco and vanilla scent profile. It's not going to happen. You may, but it's just going to have its own, your twist to it. And, I learned a long time ago when I order yours, just don't question. It's kind of like BAM at Jolly Old Fat Man. You don't question what it says the profile is. You just order it and know it's going to be unique, but it's going to work, and you're going to enjoy it regardless. And I love the way you tie in. I mean, the way you found, to me, the coolest balm and butter tins, or I don't know what, you can't even call them tins, but in the game, bar none. I mean, the way the wood and the tin sits down in those wood casings, really, really unique and cool. And I can't imagine where you found them. And the tops on the bottles that match, and that kind of all ties into like a biblical look. Really, you think about being old and antique and just that biblical theme, and it just really really works, man. And I'm not big on presentation. I know we were sitting here talking about it a lot tonight because I've told everybody. I don't really care. Look at this bottle. This thing's got just writing on it. I'm fine with it. And this thing's almost empty. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be all fancy for me, but as a company, you kind of got to do it all and incorporate it into your vision. And, it just works, man. It just does. And it matches what's inside the bottle. So, I mean, if all that was great and your products were horrible, be one thing, but it's just all incredible. One of my favorite companies, by far one of my top 5 companies, and it shows because I've got all the products to prove it. And it's not, it has to do with you. It has to do with the brand. It has to do with the message. So guys, if you're out there listening, just support this company. You're not going to be disappointed. The products are going to be better than the majority that you have on your shelf. Your interaction with Matt is second to none. One of the best guys in the beard community. He just really is. So, order from him. I promise you're going to be happy that you did. Co-wash is incredible. The soap, I wish I brought it out here, but I just got his soap for the first time, and I'm kicking myself for not ordering it forever ago. I don't know why I didn't. One of the best soaps out there. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I've washed my beard like 3 times a day just because I'm enjoying the soap.
Yeah, I've taken longer showers just to try and get a feel of like what it's going to do. And beard aside, I don't think I'll ever have to buy soap again. And I'm excited about that too. So now I'm just doing stuff for me, which is, you mentioned vanilla tobacco. That was actually one of my first scents. I don't know if you have Genesis, but
I do. Yeah.
I'm a massive coffee fan. And my very first beard oil was a Caveman beard oil and a coffee, and it was not very good. I didn't know how to use beard oil then, so I might have a different opinion of it now. But
yeah,
it was, and I really like their sweet orange, which my second scent is like a sweet orange, but it's like a smoky campfire. That's why it's called Exodus. But I really wanted my first scent to be a coffee scent. It embodies, and then Cuban, really big in Tampa. The city was built on the Cuban tobacco industry. A lot of downtown Tampa area there's still remodeled cigar factories. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I used to go to Ybor all the time and sit there, and there was one right there, and I've been in it and gotten a cigar rolled. It's so cool, man. I love Ybor City.
Yeah, and I think with some repaired, issues with Cuba, I think we might get some, cigars back. But and not to, detour. I think someone mentioned, so I hate to I don't know if you want to do this, but it is live. I did on the site. It is available. I had it on there as sold out just because I was going to flip it to, when we wanted to. But a couple people I think have tried to go on and do it. And said it was sold out, but I flipped it to available. So if anybody's wondering or trying to check out or had been trying to check out, it's live, because I know me and Keith have been hugging for a while, but
yeah, I forgot why we were on here. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, who is Weird Beard?
I don't know. My God.
I don't know. Guys, words that rhyme.
Yeah. Until you need to get a room and just get it over with.
Yeah.
Guys, these 3 scents are very unique. I know we got off subject a little bit, but now that it's live, we'll talk about them for a second. I'm not going to butcher the names of them, but I'm going to tell you my take on each one. They're 3 totally different scent profiles. It's kind of funny. In the beginning, my favorite by far was there's one with multiple tobaccos. I think it's going to have a pipe tobacco. I get a leaf tobacco in there maybe. It's kind of a cologne. It's got some oud. And it's really a deep dark. tobacco scent that I really, really enjoy. And Matt first sent it to me. My only complaint was it just needed to be a little stronger. He strengthened it, sent it back to me, and it's fire, Matt. By the way, I'm wearing it all day today. Great job. It's perfect.
Yeah, I was definitely worried.
No, man, it's perfect. And that other one you sent me, we'll talk about later because I like it too.
Yeah, that was just like a surprise. That was originally going to be an unscented. That's going to be a surprise for everybody too.
Yeah.
I mean, I had stickers made. I had them shipped here just to do an unscented version. That is now going to be a scent, so it will have a profile to it.
Yeah, I won't spoil it, but I can't wait. And then to me, there's one it's kind of a it's the one, Matt. It's got the blue. It's got some. I get some blood orange, a little bit of tobacco in there, maybe some blueberry or blackberry. Let me find it. I think it's got the sangria. What's the name of it? Shakar.
Shakar, yes, that means a strong drink in Hebrew. So
okay.
There are two different words for certain drinks. So there's shakar and yayin, which is normally termed for kind of like wine or like a regular type of low fermented alcohol. But shakar is a term used in Hebrew that means it's a strong drink. It's a heavily fermented alcohol. It's used for getting drunk. So
I get coffee bean. I mean, this scent profile, it's kind of weird. It changes out of bottle. So I hate sitting here smelling it. I've wore it 2 or 3 times and I'm smelling it in bottle and I'm thinking that's not what I get in my beard. So
hope I didn't mix up the stickers because the Perot is actually a blackberry scone and coffee. I didn't mix up the stickers, but yeah.
No, I know what it is. I just grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
When I opened it, I was like, no, that's not right. Okay, there it is. But the one with the blue label, no, I still get it. I think I'm just reading it wrong.
So yeah, Shakar is a top note. And then you have black currant and absinthe, which I'm sure everyone's familiar about being like a almost psychedelic type of alcohol. And sangria, a red sangria, and then also a wild hibiscus prosecco. Thanks, Russ. Again, I tried to. That was something I created a long time ago, along with Horeb, and I came out with Horeb, and I picked one. I think I may have taken a vote on Instagram, and I just released Horeb instead. And so that was one that I had ready. And I got really good reviews, and I just never released it. So that was one that had to come in this set for sure. The
blue one's called what? That's Perot or something?
Perot means fruit in Hebrew. So it can be literal or figurative, but that is a
that's the coffee. I get coffee.
You're getting coffee essential oil. You're getting a coffee fragrance, a Brazilian coffee. A blackberry scone, and then an Ozark forest and a redwood forest in that too. Yeah,
so this is to me, it's almost like a coffee cologne type. It works together really well, and you get kind of a woodsy coffee. I almost feel like I'm in Brazil and in the forest a little bit, and I'm having some coffee about to go on a tour of the Amazon. Which, believe it or not, I've done before in my life. So really, really good. I mean, I'm not huge on coffee scents, but I love that one. I mean, I really, really do. And all 3 of these, you get something different with each one, and they're really great. I mean, I've enjoyed the heck out of them. I can't show you how much is left because they're these purple frosted cool bottles. But, I mean, every one of them's well below the label. I've been wearing them for a couple weeks and really, really enjoy them.
Dave did say, why are none of these in my collection? Dave, you're just making a comeback, man. You're going to get anything you want. Dave, that beard guy, Kansas City, is might be solely responsible for any of the popularity that I have. I know he was one of the first to reach out to me, and even when I was too scared to sell. And even, Derek, shout out to Beach Talk, all the bums out there, would tell me to, when are you going to come out of the website? And he was one of the ones that pushed me to do that. Dave was probably the ones like, are you selling anything yet? I'm like, no. And he's like, well, how about just give me whatever you have, and so, he bought some stuff and sent it to him. And just from his kind of started about the same time. One of his first reviews, Barbado Joe just saw just the packaging, solely purchased it from the packaging. I don't think he really might have even cared for the profiles, looks, hearing them. And, and then, there's a giveaway, and then next thing you know, it snowballs from there. And Dave blows up, and, it's a really cool thing. Like, we kind of took a little bit of the same path. And, so that he was my first collab. He's in the Moedim box set. There's still 3 left. That was my first collab with Dave, and shout out to Dave. I hope you're ready to make that comeback, and God bless, man. We need you here.
Absolutely, man. That's an awesome story. Logan, no, I do not. I don't like pine either, buddy. You don't get it at all. None of these profiles, any of the things that you're reading that are in them, stand out predominantly. So, like, you don't get a ton of the coffee. You don't get a ton of the pine. All 3 of these just mix really well to form their own scent. So, like, even the tobacco one with the cologne and the oud, I mean, it's dark enough I can get the tobacco. I'm not saying it's not in there, but like, nothing is just standing out on its own. He just did a really good job of mixing these together. I hope that makes sense to you, but if you don't like pine, you probably won't even notice it's in there. I don't.
There's a couple of in that one, and that one's my favorite. I got to give a shout out to Michael from, and I don't know if too many from that may have been in that are in this room know about LA Looks, and great guy, one of my favorite companies. And probably, I'm biased to my stuff. I have to like all my stuff. So obviously they're all my babies, and I'm extremely proud that they're the best or whatever. But Michael from LA Looks, Black Lodge, fantastic scent. I'm a huge coffee fan. That's one of my, sorry, Nick. Black Lodge is my favorite coffee scent. High Voltage is probably number 2.
Nick's High Voltage is good.
High Voltage is great. I wore it today. I've been saying it's number 2, but I wore it today. It lasted 16 hours.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's the thing about Nick. If you put on Weird Beard products,
it does last. Yeah.
They are lasting scents.
Yeah.
So and me and him go back and forth. Love you, Nick, man. But yeah.
No, it's funny you say that, because I wore I can't remember which one the other night, but before you go to bed, sometimes you can't smell it anymore because you've gotten used to it all day, and your sensories have adjusted to where, like, when you lay down, you don't smell it. But boy, when you wake up in the morning, it hits you again. And Nick's is ones that'll do that, because it's still in there 12 hours later. I promise you.
Fantastic barbershop scent. High Voltage is great. Really great coffee scent. But Black Lodge is great, and that's a kind of like a coffee forest cherry pie, and that inspired me a little bit. And so I did a Brazilian coffee and a blackberry scone, and then with a couple different forest scents, and that reminded me of that because I loved it so much.
Yeah, and you don't like. I guess what I was trying to say is you don't get some blackberry scents. You get that blackberry, and it's in there, and it's strong, But with this one, you don't get the strong coffee, the strong blackberry. You just get a great scent that's kind of, it's a little coffee cologne to me without the perfuminess, if that makes sense. You don't get that perfume vibe, but you get that cologne combination. It just comes together really well. Probably my top 3 coffee scents. And I probably have 25, 30 of them. I'm not a huge coffee fan, but I do try them if I hear other guys talk about how great they are. Nick's is one that I probably wouldn't have tried, but somebody told me it was really, really good. And then when Nick showed me the butter and it had the coffee grinds in, I was like, well, I got to have it now. And it ended up being great. So, but guys, if you like coffee at all, but here's the thing, even if you don't, you're going to like this box set because all three of these are so unique. You're not going to ever have them on your shelf again unless Matt decides to do them one off and start putting them individually on his site, because it's just, they're three very unique scent profiles. Like I was blown away when I got it, because I was like, man, I've got 1,000, probably almost 1,200 now beard oils. And I get a little bored. I mean, I get stuff in. I'm like, I've smelled that before. And, or, and if it doesn't feel great in my beard or something, they go up on the shelf and I just buy them to support the companies that I really want to support. And it's more about the company than it is the profile. I mean, I probably have 700-800 of them that I knew I would never wear, but I bought them because I want to support the company. And, so anyway, these three are not that way. They're very unique. I wanted to wear them right off the bat. I'd never smelled anything like it before. And every time I order something from Bay Area, that's what I get. And that's one of the things I love about it. And even the ones I don't like, and there are a few I don't like. I mean, I can't say that I like them all, but it's because they're just, I don't like foodie scents. And I've told Matt this a million times, but they're great food scents. I just don't wear those type. It's not that I don't like them, like, ooh, gross. They smell just the way I expected, but I just don't wear those because when I go to work in my profession, I can't be smelling like a lemon pound cake or, it's not professional in my job to, sit there and talk to a customer and then wanting to lick my face or something because I smell like chocolate chip cookie dough. You know what I mean? So, but I wear them on the weekend. My daughter loves them. I just can't wear them every day.
And yeah, you're right. Like, I think that I didn't intend on that ever happening. And I think when I saw my first one, I know that I wanted coffee. I was like, coffee's the first scent. And then with Cuban tobacco, and what I've noticed is that coffee, even fragrance, and I have Essential and Genesis, but even fragrance will bring out notes and other scents that like a lot of other fragrances or essential oils don't. Coffee brings out the tobacco in the Cuban tobacco like nothing I have. And that's my first scent, and I still to this day can't duplicate it. And it's like, it seems like, every musical artist is searching for that masterpiece, like an Aerosmith or Eminem, when really like probably their first masterpiece was their first song when they were never trying, and like, and that was it. Like, I still can't seem to duplicate. Like, I'm still searching for the perfect tobacco. And I feel like I had already found it in the Cuban tobacco, and it was brought out by the coffee. But if you don't like coffee, it might not be a scent, but it just brings out notes that I still can't duplicate. So that's why I really.
But that's the fun part about being able to mix things, because when you mix it with a tobacco and it brings it out and it enhances it and it wears off that coffee a little bit, I love it. I just don't. And I guess what I'm saying about coffee is I don't want just a coffee profile, if that makes sense. I don't like just I'm all coffee, nothing else. And, you're going to wear it and you're going to smell like coffee all day. For some reason, I don't like that. I don't know why. I think I'll tell you why it is. I can tell you right now. So I used to smoke cigarettes, and coffee triggered wanting a cigarette. So in the morning, I'd drink coffee, get a cigarette. I got to smoke a cigarette, right? And they went hand in hand. Well, when I quit smoking, I had to quit coffee. Like, I had to, because I knew there was no way I was going to be able to put down cigarettes and drink coffee. So I've not drank coffee in the last 11 years. And so I can't smell it without, I don't know why, but the first thing I want is a cigarette. It's so weird. So that's the only reason for me. Other than that, I love the smell of coffee. I mean, who don't? I mean, coffee smell is incredible. From a kid, first time you smelled it, you love coffee. But so it's just a trigger for me. That's why I don't like sweet lemon pound cake because it's a trigger. It makes me want to eat something sweet. And
Yeah.
if I eat anything sweet, I can't wear a medium, right? I'll be in a triple extra larger. So, that's the only reason. It's just, guys, when we put in our beard and smell all day, I can't be wanting to go eat pork chops and eggs at, 10 times a day. So anyway, that's the only reason some Scent. And when I say I don't like them, it's not I don't like them. I just can't wear them, just because of the trigger.
Yeah, and that's it's tough to when people ask me like what are your favorites? It's like, well, it doesn't matter what my favorites are. They're all my favorite in a way. And a couple of probably the most popular scent profiles in my lineup, I probably put at the bottom of my list. And that's the tough one, is to come up with profiles that like can get past what I like, and that's tough because if you're going to put something out there, you're giving someone a part of yourself. You're giving someone part of what your taste is. And I mean, obviously that's not, to say I like cookies, but
right.
That was just a really fun scent that just kind of stuck. And I still stand behind that one because a lot of my scents, like the coffee, the things that people will, when they say like what fragrances are back a memory or a mood or something for you. And a lot of those things are fresh baked cookies, bacon, coffee, stuff like that. So, it's more mood sense, like the cinnamon sugar donut and oatmeal honey. Like when you see the profiles of food, I try and like steer them away from thinking like it's a food and it's overwhelming, because a lot of the profiles are very mild and they're very layered. And the way I build them is, there's the layers act in their own way that one fades before the other one does. So you're not getting a food the whole time. Like the lemon pound cake, it has lavender in it. So you're getting a lot of the lavender. And so it's almost like a lemon verbena is the pronunciation.
Yeah. And look, I keep saying lemon pound cake, but if you remember, that was the first butter you ever sent me. And I told you, I thought it was something else. I was like, this isn't lemon pound cake. Remember, I kept talking about, you was like, I sent you a lemon something. I was like, no, it's not, man. I promise you, it's something different. And then come to find out it was. And this was a year and a half ago or so. And when I say like a couple of the scents that I said I didn't like yours don't even exist anymore. You don't have them on your website anymore. There were some of your very first ones, I believe, that aren't on there anymore. I'm
still working off of like a list of profiles I was working out, because for almost the first year I was just kind of doing PayPal and sending a list, and it was really tough. And I was kind of working through like maybe what would stick and what wouldn't. And, 95% of the profiles that I think I was trying out stuck. And it was really tough to, get rid of any because of preference. People like tobacco scents. You don't like food scents. Some people like fruity scents. Some people like citrus scents. And that there's so many. And I end up just creating 20, 22, 23, 24 cents that like, and I know a lot of companies that are getting rid of scents, and I think I might do a couple as well. But it's tough because, you get rid of that one scent, and that even includes the cookie dough. That was reviewed in a lot of really good reviews. It got me some popularity that
absolutely.
Can I even get rid of that? And it's tough because it does, and it, even wearing it myself, it woke me up thinking someone was baking cookies. And I was like, okay, this is a keeper, because there's something about it. And there's something about all of these scent profiles that will trigger a mood or a memory that.
Yeah, that's what they are to me. I mean, like that very well could probably trigger remembering some time with my grandmother, when she used to bake me cookies as a kid. And I've got a couple red velvet cake type profiles that I enjoy to smell, because that was the thing I did with my grandmother for every Christmas until she passed away, was make a red velvet cake. And so I love that sense. So I think that all of them are triggers. I think that's why tobacco is my favorite fragrance, because I I quit smoking, but I love tobacco. Like I love to smell it. I love everything about it. And so it's like my fix. I think some things are a trigger and some things are a fix. So, we're weird. Weird guys are just weird. I don't know. But no, I wouldn't get rid of cookie dough. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And, everybody I've ever asked about it says, man, you need to get cookie dough. I'm like, really? Am I going to want to go get ice cream with it? I mean,
and I thought about changing it to what it smells like fresh baked cookies and it doesn't need anything else. It is, it's creepy to me how, like perfect that is in a cookie dough realm, not perfect as far as the scent overall, but just, creepy that it's like how accurate that was. That's why I kept it. I was like, all right, this smells like way too close because, you're dealing with fragrance oils. You have a lot of synthetic scents and that's okay. Root beer. That's all right, I guess, and you're kind of dealing with like, oh, this smells like root beer. But that for me, that's why I kept it, is because it's like, oh, this is really creepy how good this is. So that's why, that's why it's still there. But and Nick's, drip is pretty accurate too. I haven't had which is weird how I was able to make that, but having a bomb pop for the first time in a really long time creeped me out because like drip, it was able to combine 3 or 4 different layers to make that smell like an actual bomb popsicle. So
yeah, I was talking Scott with Taylor Beard Company the other night, talked about how much he loved drip and how it smelled just like it. I mean, he was like, man, it smells just like it. Like it's the most accurate oil I've ever smelled.
Yeah. And then, shout out to Scott too. I think I got Desperado from him too, the spicy margarita scent that he released. And he's another one. I'm feeling like I'm not competing with Scott. Like he's the only guy that pumps out more scents and stuff than I do. And it's fun to watch him too. And I chat with him frequently as well. And it's fun to watch him come out with some stuff because I was like, oh man.
The crazy part about Scott is I'm talking to him yesterday, for example, we're sitting there talking and he goes, oh shit. I'm like, what? He goes, I got to do my scent of the month profile. And I'm going to combine 2 things in one. Like I'm do something fruity and tobacco. And I was like, and he was just like in a panic and because, it's the clock's ticking. He's got a few days before he's got to do it. And, within an hour, he's got the labels done, the scent profile done. Like he mixes them up so quick. I've never seen anything like it. And, he's a chef by trade and a trained chef. And I think that helps him. But I mean, it's amazing how fast he will come up with a profile. And that's like my collab. Really, he nailed it the first time, but I made him do it 2 more times just because I was like, all right, let's see if he can get it any better, But it was, he's just really, that's why I think he pumps out so many is because he creates them so easily. And why not, because he doesn't make a bad one. He's like you, none of them are bad. Like Nick, there's several companies that are like that. But he just is able to do them so fast. It's crazy.
It's a preference thing for sure. And fun fact, Businessman is in Beard tonight.
Is it really?
Yeah. And what's really fun to do is I like wearing Businessman with a little bit of that bitter peach.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Yeah. It's really good. I do it too. I wore it yesterday, actually.
Yeah, I know it's like, wow, this is really good. And it's very mild. So it's not as strong as you'd want. Like you think of a top note for an oil. I'm really a couple of times I've had a lot of trouble just finding like 4 or 5 middle notes, and then they disappear in a carrier, and you're like, I don't know what to do now because I didn't have a top note. And bitter peach is really it's mild, but it's like it's great. It's a great one to go with.
It is, but I put it in. I've been playing around with a carrier blend, and so yesterday I put I just mixed a 1 ounce bottle of some carrier oils, and then I was trying to figure out how much of the bitter peach to put in it to really, make a good profile. So I put 3 full droppers in a 1 ounce bottle. But I'm telling you, it's like when it got in with the carriers, it kind of dissipated and mellowed out. And it was almost disappointing at that point. I'm like, like you, if I put a little bit on my wrist, just the fragrance, it's fine and it works perfect. But when you put it in a carrier blend, it's like it goes away. You can't, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely one of those that if it gets used, you're going to have to mix it with some other stuff to make it really work. It can't be in by itself, I don't think.
Yeah. And that was, I know that a lot of people's favorites is a Shomron, which is a fall scent that I have. And it's, that never was going to have the Sumerian vineyard scent in it. That was everything except. And then when I added that's what brought everything else together.
Yeah.
Which is wild because I did like it. And, I do a lot of the testing with just a phrasing, such a light air open scent. Like it was great. But then you put in the carriers and you can't smell any of them until you add the top note, which, I'm learning. I'm still learning that when you add that top note, it really brings the middle and bottom notes together. So, it's more to play with. When the first, and this is the honest to God truth, the first 3 scents I created, I tried one time. That's Genesis, Exodus, and Charoset, the cinnamon sugar donut. I tried once. I used the same formula for each of them with the fragrances, and those are my first 3. And those are still probably in my top 3 still. And then from there on out, when you create a great scents and everything, but you're doing it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times, and you can't come up with anything, and it's tough. But yet the first 3 seem to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is great. And then you roll, and it's your own self-conscious telling you this isn't good. And so I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, I'm trying to think of the one I probably wear the most of yours is, Titletown. I've just absolutely wore out. I love that one. Before that, there was one that you had that's bay rum, pipe tobacco. I think it's got some oud, and it's like I call it a beachy cologne type vibe. Maybe it's got some sea salt or something. I can't remember. You remember that? It's
Florida Blanca. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, love it.
There is a yearly pirate festival here in Tampa, Florida, that commemorates the invasion of Jose Gaspar's ship, the Florida Blanca, into Tampa Bay. And it's basically a drunken pirate orgy is what it is here in Tampa. It's a reason for us to drink once a year, which we have plenty of those events. But come to Tampa. There's whatever you want to do.
That is for sure.
That's Florida Blanca. They shut the whole city down. It's a nightmare for us mailmen to deliver mail. But
I bet. Where is it in Tampa? Is it over on the river?
The Bay. Yeah, that would be
or the Bay. I don't know what's the river.
I believe it's the Gulf of Mexico is where it is. So it's Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is essentially encompassed by a lot of small cities, Bradenton, Tampa, Clearwater, Largo, like a lot of those counties, but it's the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
So that was my ode to that, pirate festival called Gasparilla. Florida Blanca was the name of his ship. And that seemed to, and again, that might be at the bottom of my favorites list. But again, when you feel like you're keeping up with the Joneses in the beer community, like I was like, all right, I got to have a Bay rum scent. And that was the Bay rum scent that I came up with. And it's growing on me, but it seems to be, a lot of people's favorites. And so that stuck. And I keep kind of morphing it a little bit. It just recently got black oud. So
But
Russell.
like even then, like I'm not a big bay rum guy. I don't like a lot of bay rum. I don't like a lot of coconut, but that scent profile because of what you put in there with it. And that's what I meant earlier when like you're reading the scent profile. If you see one or two names in there that you don't like if you don't like coconut and you read that scent profile, don't just give up because I promise you it just works. You know what I mean? Because you do a real good job of taking I'll just say a bay rum and a coconut and mix them together and making their own scent, and it just really works really, really well.
I know the black, I try to create like a theme, like because it's got black coconut, black sea, black oud. There was like, there kind of like a trend with the fragrances I was putting in it, but the black coconut has a little bit of a cologne vibe, but it's not too coconutty, which is, I don't know if that's a word, but
I use it all the time. Coconutty.
Coconutty. Yeah. That's the only way to describe coconut. It's coconutty, right? Yeah. That's, but yeah, if anybody's in the chat or, tuning in, give this man a like, give him a thumbs up, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's get him to 500. And yeah, Revelation is available. It is live. Yeah. Sorry, me and him just having a good time.
Yeah.
Guys,
get it.
In Cincinnati. Yeah, it's use horsepower and you get free shipping on the set. It's $44.99. You get free shipping with it. And I'll let you take over, but yeah, I want you to
No. I mean, shoot, it's yours. It's your baby. I'm just here to help. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It's worth every penny. The presentation's incredible. You get a lot of extra swag stuff in there that's really worth it. But all 3 scent profiles are unique. They're great. There's nothing you're not going to like about them. And I mean, I just think, why wouldn't you want this on the shelf? I mean, look at these. They're unbelievable. They're going to stand out. You know where they are at all times. And you're going to want to pick them up and wear them because of what's on the inside. So why not? And we all know how well Matt's stuff works in beard. So, grab it. I promise you it's worth it. And they're just not going to be there forever. Once they're gone, they're gone. So grab them now. And then you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, there are, let's say 40 of these.
I tell you what, let's give one away. I'm going to buy one, Matt, and give it away. So let's do it right now. Let's get this party started. And then I want to ask you, what scent profile yours that I've been wanting to buy that I have not done, and I don't know why, is Blitz Buckeye.
Yeah.
Do you like it? I mean, I know you like it, but.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for anybody that knows me or has chatted with me, I am from Columbus, Ohio. I was born in San Diego, California, but Columbus, Ohio. I am an Ohio State Buckeye through and through. I'm sorry if that loses you any followers. I know you're from Alabama.
Yeah, but I have family in Ohio. I used to spend my summers up in Canton, so I'm not an anti-Ohio State fan, so you're okay.
And you know what? As an Alabama, if you were an Alabama fan, I don't know, are you?
Oh, yeah, diehard, yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, I don't have anything bad to say to you. I mean, but you probably wouldn't dislike me because, like, we don't have to go there. But it's like we're the only rung of the ladder lower than Alabama at this point. But I am an Ohio State Buckeye through and through. It's in my blood, and a lot of my profiles are kind of like food or drink creations. And that was actually like an old fashioned that I'd had. I'd had a Screwball whiskey, chocolate bitters, and espresso liqueur old fashioned outer cup. And I loved it so much. I think it was my first experience with Screwball whiskey. And stable. Come on. If there's any or Penn State fans, it's just you guys don't.
Yeah. Now, Penn State, if you're a Penn State fan or a Michigan fan or a Notre Dame fan, then I might not feel the same way I do about you. But other than that, you're fine.
It's really sad to say that Clemson and Alabama are probably bigger rivals than Penn State or Michigan at this point.
I mean, but the only thing that keeps it from being a dirty rivalry is the fact that their coach played at Alabama. So I think if it wasn't for that fact, I think if he ever left, I think it'd be worse than all of the rivals. But it's just a competitive rival right now because Dabo played at Alabama. So it's not there's no hate there. You know, it's just competitive.
Yeah, it's one of those things you see us in the playoff every year or contending for a national title, and all right. Good to see a Michigan State fan in the house.
Yeah, I'm okay with Michigan State.
They're one of the programs that can do more with less, it's one of the things that I think track of is they stopped recruiting Ohio high school talent. Michigan State, Wisconsin, Iowa, Northwestern still do, and it's why they're probably doing better than Michigan is right now. They stopped recruiting Ohio football.
Yeah.
But big Buckeye fan, and it didn't happen this way, but I did want to create because I created Exodus was like an old-fashioned themed. It was a smoked orange, old-fashioned kind of sense. That's where I came up with that. So that's what Blitz Buckeye was. Blitz Buckeye was initially a it wasn't going to be a Buckeye scent, but it was just, chocolate and peanut butter. And I thought to myself, that's, you grow up on Buckeyes in Ohio. It's confectioner sugar, formed in peanut butter balls, frozen, then dipped in chocolate ganache. And I threw a twist on it and used like a smoked whiskey, a smoked cognac. So I created, it's called Blitz Buckeye. It's a little pun. It's a little play on words. It's like a drunken chocolate peanut butter scent. So that is
it's not a campfire smoke. It's what kind of smoke is it?
The smoked cognac is more of like a
whiskey burnt barrel type.
Yes, and it's smoked cognac instead of whiskey because whiskey's in a fragrance is really sweet. It doesn't have any kick to it, and the smoked cognac had a little bit of kick, which I'm sure that has some cinnamon notes to it. So that's what it does. It's not a campfire smoky. It's more of it has like the alcohol kick, which is, it's not sweet. Like in Lightning in a Bottle, I use a bourbon barrel whiskey, and it's really sweet. It's extremely sweet, and it works. But the smoked cognac has like that kick to it. So it kind of takes away from the sugary, sweetie chocolate peanut butter. It is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get it. That's for sure. I've been looking at it, and every time I order, I forget to order it. And that's going to be in my next one for sure. Yeah, you're absolutely. That's why I don't have a problem with Michigan State, Kent State, West Virginia, Syracuse, anywhere Nick Saban coached. Besides LSU, I kind of still have a problem with LSU, but anywhere else he went through, I'm okay with because that was part of who made him, and thank goodness for that because he's made Alabama what it is today. So, I'm even a Dolphins fan because he was there for a little while, even though the Dolphins fans probably still hate him, but maybe not so much right now because Tua's there, and maybe Tua can turn the team around, and who knows? But it's funny how we are. It's like I disliked Florida Gators forever because of Steve Spurrier, and then he went to South Carolina. And I used to be a big Gamecock fan for baseball reasons only, and when he went there, I didn't like South Carolina anymore. It's funny how the coach sometimes makes all the difference in the world. So,
oh yeah, it really does.
I don't like Urban Meyer either. So I'm back to liking Ohio State, but
yeah, there's so many Florida fans that still dislike Ohio State because of Urban Meyer, even after he, however you want to call that, he won them 2 national titles and then left, and they still dislike him for that. And it blows.
I think it's kind of the way he left. He complained that he was getting out of coaching and retiring because he was of his health and blah, blah, blah. And then he leaves, and then he gets a job on ESPN or Fox Sports, whatever it was. And then all of a sudden he's coaching Ohio State. I think it was kind of a slap in their face.
I agree with you for sure. But, you have, he did the same thing to us. I think it was, there were some things that were going on. He stopped. He was analyst for a year, and now he's with the Jaguars. And Ohio State fans are like, you see this trophy we have because of him? Like,
you got to be okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Best of luck. And we're all Buckeye fans are probably Jaguars fans right now. And that includes the fact that Tim Tebow's, on the team. So, he crushed our hearts in the national title game. I think it's definitely has an effect on how you view the past based on the present. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So let's give away this Revelation series. I'm going to kick it off, make y'all go buy one. So we're going to give away one box tonight, and then there's also going to be a special giveaway here in a little while, so y'all stick around. But that way, everybody that doesn't win this box can go ahead and go buy one, and then it can be a successful night, and we can move on. So, but guys, it's really special. I promise you're going to enjoy it, and it's one of those you definitely want to have laying around. The presentation, the scent profiles, the fill-in beard. My only complaint is I wish it came with butters and bombs and all of them, but then it'd been so expensive he couldn't sell it. So
yeah, this is you're getting all the extras. It's 3 oils, multiple stickers, a magnet, and the little bit of icing is the 3-inch PVC keychain. That is the same.
My daughter took off to her room, and that's now her keychain, but that's okay.
Yeah, multiple stickers. You're getting a keychain. All the amazing packaging. This is totally different from the Moedine, totally different from the current bottles you have. So if you own any of the other scent profiles or you purchase the Moedine box set, this is going to be totally different on your shelf. It's totally different from any of the scent profiles you currently have. There's. And I didn't even talk that much. I think that was the coup de grace. I think from this box set. This is one of the ones I saved for last because I not come out with a cologne scent yet. I like the Acqua di Gio sweet cologne type of vibe. I know that a lot of the colognes in the beard oil community are a little darker, maybe an oud mix, lot more kick to them. This is a sweet cologne. This is a light, sweet cologne, and there is some oud in that too. It is like a Tom Ford tobacco cologne. That's why I call it the Vizier. When he with Joseph, the play on the coat of many colors is because it's multiple tobaccos, it's multiple colognes, a little bit of oud. It is sweet for anybody that's wondering.
It's definitely got a fruity sweetness to it, but it's also, God, man, it's really, really good. I mean, to me, it's an all day cologne. It's a, one you can wear to church, you can wear on a date, you can wear to work, you can wear with your kids. It's just a really good all day cologne. I mean, it's just perfect. It's exactly what I like. Like you said, I love the Acqua di Gios, the sweeter. I even kind of like the Polo Blue because of the sweetness in it a little bit. I don't like a real perfumey cologne, if that makes any sense. Like I don't like the just the loudness, boldness. I don't like scents like a lot of saffron in it or something that gives it that perfumey base. And this one's not like that at all. It's really enjoyable. To me, it's worth the $45. The other 2 cents are just a bonus. And they're really, really good. But that to me is that's the star of the show. I love it.
And I think with the other ones too, like Shikar, you if you see like blood orange and sangria, like I like that it has a little bit of mustiness to it. Like you get a wine, but it's not sweet.
I was going to say, you don't get the sweetness that you'd think you'd get when you read it.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to add, a lot of these, and I try and base all of my profiles with where I do a little bit of everything, right? I'm not alienating anyone or any type of fan of a certain fragrance or scent within any profile. If it has sweet, It's also going to have maybe some musk. If it's got spicy, might have, a food layer. Like, so there are certain things I like to do with the profiles that really don't try and alienate. It has something in it for everybody, where it's like, if you like it, your wife might like it too. Your girlfriend might also be like, oh, what's that? But it's not going to make you go, well, if she likes it too much, then I'm not going to like it. I think it's something which I do every profile, and I say try, I might not succeed, that does work. So,
all right, let's give one away, guys. You know how it works. I'm just going to spit out the number range. Once I say it, you can go. Only go once. 15 to 25 is the range. 15 to 25. Yeah, I mean, they're really, like you said, there's nothing about all three of them that somebody around you is not going to like or enjoy. There's nothing. They're really just well-rounded, neutral, really good profiles that are complex, and they change a lot in beard. Like what you get in the beginning, it's not what you get 30, 45 minutes later. I love the way they change and work. You did a great job. Definitely worthy of a box set. This is definitely three profiles that needed to be in a box set type, and not individually sold, because you need to experience all three of them at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I picked the three that I did for that, is to hopefully anybody that likes any type of specific scent, hopefully you buy it for all three, not just for one. That's not what I intended as. And I know the Vizier was probably the most talked about when I released it. So,
all right, guys, it doesn't matter because nobody won anyway. So we're going to do it again. Sounds like there was a lag. So I'm going to throw some dots. Nobody got the number, and we'll do it again. I don't know what's been going on lately, but I've noticed the last 3 or 4 streams I've been on, there's been a horrible lag. But I'll change it up. We'll do it again. The number was 20. Nobody guessed it. So we'll try not to talk before I'll give it a few minutes before I say it. I don't know what's going on. All right. We'll throw some dots out here. All right, guys, everybody ready? Remember, only go once, and once you hear the number range, you're free to go. The number range is 10 to 20. 10 to 20. I think StreamYard was saying y'all are talking too much. Y'all just need to get a room.
Get to the point, I think.
Well, everybody that's in here knows I talk too much, so they're used to it.
Yeah.
They're just glad not to only have to hear me talk too much.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk a little bit too, which is
this is going to be fun, because I saw this guy earlier say, no, I think I know he's tried your stuff. Actually, he loves your stuff. I'm just making sure he won. Matter of fact, earlier today, he messaged me and said he was wearing some, just getting ready for the show. Russ Young, congratulations, brother.
Russ
won the box set.
Yes.
I know Russ is a big fan, big supporter, loves your stuff. I think he said he had Titletown on today, getting ready for the show, actually. So,
yeah, I think it was he texted me earlier about bum in this chat. He'll get that. He'll know what that means.
What'd you say?
He's the biggest bum in the whole chat right now. No, that's a term of endearment. Russ, he's probably probably a better poster on Beach Talks forum on Facebook than me or Derek is. So, yeah, he's one of 4 people with a Beach Talk shirt, and he does own a Titletown shirt as well, as a matter of fact. So, couldn't have gone to a better follower.
No, man, and I he won a businessman for me. And when I sent it to him, I mean, I loved his post about it. He sends me a message talking about it. Every time he wears it, he sends me a message. Man, that's why I give stuff away. I just love to hear that, even if it's, hey, man, I don't like that at all. I just like the feedback. I get more excited about sending stuff to guys than I do getting it. Like this box set, I'll be more excited and anticipating Russ getting it than when I got it, which is crazy, but it's just the way I am.
That's been my favorite part. It's anybody that is really taking the jump to starting a beard company. It's art, and you and I both know this community has no shortage of drama, right?
No.
But between the beard companies, I have received nothing but love. And I almost feel like I'm not doing enough. I kind of feel like I'm slacking on giving back enough because of what has been given to me from the second I entered this community. So, and I feel like I'm maybe in a position where I'd like to give back more, and I try, but all the companies have been more than nicer. And Scott is one, Adam over at Hanyaker, Miner's Beard. I can't forget a whole bunch, but Outlaw Beard Co., Nick over at Weird Beard. All the companies have been fantastic. 607 Beard Co., I know I talked to him when I first started. Michael, LA Looks, like so many reached out when I first started and wanted to swap products.
And there's there's a group of you guys like the ones you just mentioned, and there's others too that understand that there's plenty to go around in this business. There's no way no guy in this chat or in this community is going to only wear one company. It's not going to happen. I don't care how great that company is. That's just not how we're made. And that's just not the way it is when you're growing a beard. You want different brands. You want different, each brand's kind of got a niche that's kind of, specific to whatever their brand is or their personality. And you want to enjoy both of it. It's kind of inexpensive. I mean, it gets expensive, but for $10-15 you can order something from a company and try it out. And so there's plenty to go around, but there's some companies that don't get that, and they, don't communicate with each other. They want to block everybody and that silliness, but it's the ones like that I love the camaraderie between the companies. I love to see company collabs and I think you and Nick should do one. I think you and Scott should do one. I think you and Scott should do one just for the fact that I think combining your two personalities in a bottle and your, the way you mix scents and create, I think it would create a killer scent profile.
Yeah, I think it's my own procrastination that has made me pump out more, but it's art, and you can appreciate art. It's like cooking. You hand the same ingredients, to my mother and to your mother, and tell them to make the exact same dish, and they're both going to taste different. Yep. And you're like, well, these are the exact same ingredients, but they both smell or taste different. And you know what? That you can appreciate that from two different companies. Which is, I like that. And from someone who attempts to create art, smelling, and of course it's cosmetics in a way, but it's, why I like, it's not even just supporting companies, to support them. Like, I can appreciate the art, and for, the amount of effort that I put into the packaging, because a lot of the products are similar. I know there was an argument. It's like, there's no such thing as premium beard oil. It's like you pay more for premium. Well, it's not. It's all really close to the same. Yep. Regardless if a company puts more into research and development, and or not, they're all really similar. So I really put an effort into the branding and the packaging, and being different, but it's still artistic, where my art is different from yours. And it is a pleasure to I want to try it all. So, and
Look,
so back to your point where I got off track, like, is that there is room for everybody. There really is. Like, looking at your wall, whether you're using 90% of those or not, or you're repurchasing a scent you like, you may or may not repurchase a scent ever because you have so much.
I do.
You know, yeah. And you have 30 of my oils. You know, why you would ever repurchase another one when you just use up the whatever you have, you know? And but it's art, because you're purchasing and collecting art in a way.
It is. It's a craft and a skill that's not as easy as people believe. Like, people ask me all the time, man, why don't you create your own brand? Why don't you do it? You know, because of your experience and knowledge with the carriers. And like, I could create an incredible feeling beard oil that people would absolutely love. I know it. I've done it. I wear it all the time. But it's the other part of it. I'm not very artistic. Like, you know, when it comes to all the time it takes, it's really about the time, because the time you spend in creating one scent profile and then creating all the labeling for that and the artwork and the swag and then putting it all on the website. And, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And I'm one that if I can't do it perfect and I can't do it right, I'm not going to do anything half-assed. So, you know, there is so much more that goes into it. And when guys like yourself go the extra mile and tie in the packaging, I mean, the little stuff, like, you didn't have to do this. Like, you didn't have to, you could have put them in regular bags or boxes, but you went the extra mile. And that part of it, to me, you know, it completes the brand imaging, it completes the brand, and makes you extra special. So I appreciate it because I know all the work that goes into it. You know, that's why sometimes I don't mind paying a little more for something, because I see the work and the detail.
And you know, that's something when I first started, it's like, I have to do something extra to stand out. You know, the product can be the best. You know, I think someone told me that, you know, there's a lot of white noise, and I didn't want to be white noise.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's tough, you know, creating a brand that stands out.
Yeah. But you did it, and you did a great job.
Yeah. To stand out, that something that's bold, and then create an actual product that people like. So, you know,
and then living up to it. When you created the brand and the theme biblical, now you got to live up to that. You know, you can't, and there's a lot that goes into living up to it. And you started a certain way, so now you can't be simple, right? You can't do it now because people have that expectation when they know you're creating something, they know what to expect, they know what they're getting. So,
and there's a lot of you know, a lot of ideas too that, you know, maybe just friends will give me about what I should do, like with a t-shirt or something. And it might be a little vulgar, but it might be pretty catchy. Yeah. And it's not something I can do. It's not something that, you know, that goes with the brand. And, you know, I would disagree with you. Like, maybe not, you might not have to create beard oil. I mean, you might not have to do that. You're building a brand that can do so many more things probably than beard products.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so, you know, there was one of the companies I first was, you know, looking at when I was starting Bay Area, and he no longer sells beard products. He has transitioned entirely into apparel and started his own apparel company. And I think it vaguely sticks with the beard-esque type of t-shirts, but is also creating t-shirts for other brands. Yeah. And that's what he morphed into. And so, you know,
you're right.
That's why I also, when I started, I gave myself room to morph and grow. And that's why you have what you have now. It's because I try to give myself room to grow or change. If maybe the Bible thing didn't work out, the biblical brand, it just didn't catch on, and a lot of people aren't Christians or believers, but they still stand behind the brand, which is surreal, which I
think that goes to the way you don't push the Bible. Like, you don't push it on people that may be uncomfortable with it. It's there. You tell the story, you stick to your morals, you create the story with it, but you're being strategic, and you're not like, you don't come on these live streams preaching. You don't come on having a biblical beard is more than the Bible, right? Because to have a biblical beard doesn't mean you have to be a Christian. A biblical beard can mean a lot of things. And so, because of the time and so forth. So, and I think that's why it's accepted, is because of your personality, the way you still have your faith and your belief, and you still talk. Like, we could talk about it, I guarantee you, for the next 2 hours, and they'll be fine, but you're not, I don't know. It's weird. Like, when I first saw it, before you and I met, I was like, is this going to work? Right? Because in this community, there's so many different personalities. There's so many different faiths. And as a business owner, you have to be okay with all of them. Like, you can't be judgmental. You can't be, and this community needs more of it anyway. Like, we need to all be more accepting, less judgmental, quit being pissy, and I don't know. There's so many words I could use, but I'm trying not to offend anybody. But it's just, I love it. I think the way you've done it's the right way. You've made it work, and it's accepting to everybody because of your personality and the way you do it. So, and you can use it to have the conversations with people that may be curious about Christianity or your faith. And that's where you can do your testimonial side in private, and you can use it as a pathway and a channel to do good. And so I love it. In the beginning, I was worried about it for you, but it didn't take long for me to realize that it was going to work.
And I had some friends that were curious too. They're like, what are you going to, you could alienate half the population. I said, well, I'm also like securing the other half.
Sure.
But that wasn't, just something that I thought was really bold, still bold. And that was the idea, is that, like, a biblical beard, like the B, pretty bold letter, and that's, kind of what I stuck with.
Well, and the other thing is, people, like, I always go back to people's perception of, having faith and being a Christian is that you have to live this perfect life of no sins. You can't curse, for God's sake. You can't have tattoos, and that's not Christianity. That's not what being a Christian's about. It's evolving so much to where, like, my pastor, the best pastor I've ever had in my entire life, was an ex-drug addict. Now, growing up as a Baptist, that would have never worked. But as Christianity's evolved, and we have evolved as humans, he was so good at what he did because he could get on everybody else's level, and he wasn't judgmental, and he wasn't hypocritical, and he was doing what I believe it should be about, and that's just helping others be the best version of themselves, right? And working towards that, and treating other people right, and so many other things that it's about. So, there's, like anything, there's a right way and a wrong way, and
yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to do was get on here to.
Me too, and I'm sorry.
No. I mean, on here, when I say, like, I probably like to create a brand that was all about that.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, half of my scents are about, Tampa and my roots, Columbus, Ohio. I probably don't have a San Diego, California scent, but, A few people thought that was that Bay Area, but I have a lot of Tampa themed set, Rays, Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Yeah.
Florida Blanca, the Gasparilla Festival, a lot of, even Genesis as a biblical themed scent is a lot about Tampa. And so I wanted to make it a lot about me and not be preachy, but also, the idea is to also spread God's word in a way that people can relate. And anyone that has ever done one of my, silly biblical trivia things, it's really not about being right and wrong. It's not about knowing more than someone or having their walk or my walk be further along than yours or not. Or it's about, I like to do a little bit of educating, and it's not right or wrong. It's just about participating, and it's to get someone who is curious to dive deeper, because that's what I did. I dove deeper and was able to pull out a lot of the things that maybe not have been there on the surface. So that's why I like doing it, because it was exciting for me. Yeah. When I saw it and I realized that my spirit grabbed on to something that wasn't there initially. Yeah. And I wanted to share that. And that's exactly what I'm doing with, all these scent profiles, is just sharing myself, which is probably what any of, the beer companies are doing, is they're sharing themselves with somebody. So, and we're all hypocrites.
Sure.
A very beautiful woman in my life would, call me moody as a Gemini. So I'm certainly moody, and certainly I do also have the personality to relate to more than one personality and to adapt. But again, I'm sharing myself.
Yeah. And that's all you can do. I mean, all you can do is be your true self, and that's what it's about. And nobody's perfect. None of us are. Anybody that claims they are is, lying. They're not being true to themselves. So, by the way, since we're on this subject a little bit, have you ever seen? I've been binging on YouTube lately at night, and have you ever seen the show Lucifer?
It's intriguing.
It really is. I mean, I've gotten almost addicted to it because it's been on forever, and I never watched it. I was like, I'm not into those type shows. Whatever. I'm not. But the way it twists and uses, I don't know. It's really interesting. It really is, and it'll get you sucked in because there are some good educational plugs in the show that are really neat, and it's not all evil. It's actually the opposite, pretty much. It's and it's a different twist on things that are in the Bible about Lucifer and how he's an angel, and it's really neat. It's really an intriguing show. So I enjoy it a lot, and I never thought I would.
Yeah, and anything that I'm a historical guy, so you I know a show you might find really amazing is on the History Channel. It's called The Cars That Built America.
I've watched it a few times.
Amazing show. It's what I think right now they're doing The Foods That Built America, which is awesome. It follows, the Cars one was following Henry Ford and the Dodge brothers, two Dodge guys, hopefully. Yeah. So it's so that's definitely a good show. I am all for anything that has a historical context, and especially anything that dives into biblical context, like ancient Egypt, Greece, anything from biblical times, Rome. Those really suck me in. So obviously, if Lucifer, even if it's a fictional take on some of the things, if you incorporate the some biblical context into this fictional story you're telling, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I'll play along. I love the story, even if it's fiction. You go, oh, that's really cool that they use that. I'm all in, know. So, and even the History Channel, when they do a Bible type documentary, I'm able to pick out what's fiction, what's hyperbole, what is something that they used to enhance the story, and it's fun kind of picking those things out, doing it yourself. But Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like anybody that's ever been in the Army or Navy or Marines and they watch a war movie. Like I'll sit down with my son and he's like, "That's not right," and it's just fun to watch. But as somebody that hasn't experienced those things, we don't know any better. So did you go to school what's your background? Where did it all come from? The educational side, just something you got curious and started reading, or what?
Yeah. A fun little fact is, I am the product of the power of prayer. My mother couldn't have children. And so the story goes is my father prayed for a boy. And I'm sure I'll hear it from a few of my friends, but like they expected me to be a girl and I wasn't. So maybe a mistake on the ultrasound. I don't know. But that's the story. So, even from a young child, that's kind of what was instilled in me from my father. And, that was his, he's told God if he gave him a boy, I would know his word. And he did the best he could to put that in me. And even if a lot of it was tradition or doctrine, and I think God took over a lot later in life to give me the rest. But probably for the last 10 to 12 years, it's just been a lot of study, not necessarily reading the Bible, but a lot of study and, from all forms, which is, context, language, political backdrop, archaeological, historical, cultural, and it's a lot of it is Hebrew, maybe even a little bit of language. I throw a lot of words in there, but I don't speak it. It's not, I don't want to sound like I'm too pretentious on what I think I know, but, I use the words because they tell a better story. And that's a lot of it is context. And it takes it's really deep. There's a lot of layers to the onion.
That is very true.
In these Bible stories. And that's just what I kind of like to portray. Like there's some layers here and a lot of them are really fun.
Yeah. And they can be interpreted different ways. That's the neat part about it. Especially if you're using them in a positive way. Self-worth, just, self-motivation, however it is. You and I could read the same story and may interpret it totally different ways that's more unique to ourselves. But as long as you're getting good out of it, that's what I love about it so much. The hardest part is finding where to get the right information. I think that's the hardest part. You can't Google it because you're not going to get the right information. And I've found, luckily now that I'm going to the Troy University, and I'll go to their library sometimes and just pull some old, just crazy books and research the information. And I've learned that you don't have to read the Bible to find a lot of that information. And I've been studying a lot lately because I'm just I'm like you. When I was younger, history, anything historical, I didn't care about. I thought it was useless information. But now that I get older, it's like the most intriguing thing to me. I like the stuff I want to know the most about. Those times are part of our history.
Yeah, it's fun, learning. It's like when you get older, you have more fun in the learning than you used to as a child.
Yeah.
Instead of just being kind of laid back and passive in the way that you took in information.
Yeah. But see, just hearing this little story that I didn't know about you and your dad makes me love the company even more, because now I know kind of where the birth took place. I know more about the sentimental side of biblical and Bay Area Beard Co. And now it's kind of like my collab. If you know the scents and know what they mean to me, it's more about that to me than what it smells like, because each one of those scents that are in that profile tied to my life in some way. So it's neat to know that, something I never knew. But
that's just little things. I won't ever I won't ever hide that for sure. I probably
Yeah.
mentioned it plenty of times on Beach Talk for sure.
Yeah.
About losing my father, and probably not really and mother, but probably that's kind of what started the journey. And everybody has one of those things.
Sure.
So and that that could probably break a foundation spiritually, and it did the exact opposite, which
awesome.
Which I'm blessed to have to be able to tell. And that's why I want to portray that in the products, even if just from a elemental level.
Yeah.
And just in a fun way and creative way, and almost maybe cartoonish. And that's, because that's fun, even if it's not childish, but cartoonish. So, it's why the brand is bold, and I use a lot of neutral colors, but you see the wax seals are very colorful and fun, and almost in a cartoonish, waxy way, and bright. So to kind of contrast, and just to make it fun. And again, with, the packaging and the scent profiles, hopefully you love, but also just having it sit on your shelf. So maybe when you walk by and see that purple bottle with the orange label, and you go, oh, wow, that's really cool. Whether you wear it or not, you just go, man, that's pretty cool. I forgot that was there, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
And man, that's a good story. Maybe you just pick it up and look at it, like, oh man, I never, and you probably have 100, and you probably do that with all of them, but I'd want you to do it with mine too.
Yep.
So.
And no, I think it definitely, this box set really, that's what it's about. I mean, it's definitely one that's going to stand out. I mean, and when you pick it up and you read the front of the Bible, the front of the bottle, and you see the word revelation, it immediately starts just triggering thoughts in my mind. It's weird. It takes you so much further than what's in it, just because of the name and the labeling and the way it all ties together. It's just, and the scents are amazing as well. I mean, they really, really are. So definitely, I'm blessed to have it. And if I wasn't, I'd be buying it right now. So,
and you don't, which is what I really like to do, is you don't get and a lot of all the aspects from in box sets. It's like you get one aspect, or you get a little bit, but you don't get all the above. You don't get brand new packaging. You don't get a brand new box. You don't get brand new labels. You get a couple of new scents, but it comes in your normal packaging. Or but yeah, this is, I try and do something completely different from anything that you have, so that even if it's similar to the profiles, maybe the packaging is different, and maybe if the profiles are different, or the profiles are the same, then it's just, you have something else to look at.
It's truly a one of a kind. Everything about it is one of a kind. It's that to me is what it's all about finding right now. Because like you said, there's only so many scents out there. There's only so many essential oils. There's only so many carrier oils, and there's a lot of the same out there. But with this, you're guaranteed it's not duplicated. You don't have it on the shelf. I guarantee you probably don't have purple bottles with the purple dropper top with a chrome. I know nobody does, because I've never seen it. It's just, everything about it's unique. Even down to the keychain.
I know I did kind of like a wooden charm with the Moedim, and the Moedim is, if you could see, the Moedim is a way bigger box set. It was 5 oils. It was 5 scents that were already in my lineup that, that kind of portrayed what they refer to as God's ordained feast days. And each scent was kind of like a take on what that feast day meant, and it had a little bit of meaning. And these, and they're called Revelation series, and each scent has its own particular meaning or story, but just something really, really cool on your shelf that, also has a deep meaning. But that's why I picked what I picked, because I'd seen everything that came out in box sets and profiles, and I went, I got to do something different to stand out, and that's kind of what I went with.
Well, you did a great job. So guys, jump on it, make it a success, because so he'll be eager to do it again, because I can't wait to see his next one. But it's gonna be hard to top, that's for sure. Good luck with that.
Too many colors and tops and combinations to go with yet.
Yeah, I don't see how you could. I mean, I really don't. I mean, it may be a while down the road because I don't see how you could top the 3 that you did and keep that same, one of a kind uniqueness. I mean, God, man, it'd take you a lot of time. That's for sure. You can tell you spent a lot of time on this. It's not something you just threw together last week.
No, everything has a lot of heartfelt meaning and creative energy in it. If I can use that word.
Absolutely.
Just to stand out. So,
and I was just sitting here reading the stories, just reading them. I mean, the extra work that you did and the time you took to do that with each one, again, just going beyond, it needs to be a success. And thank you for letting me be a part of it, because probably could have been a lot more successful if you chose one of these other guys to be a part of it. But it means a lot to me. And guys, you need to jump on it, because I promise you, you'll be glad you did.
Yeah, that's for anybody that's in the chat. It is available. There will be 40 sets available. Again, you get 3 oils. I guess you're getting 2 stickers. You're getting a PVC keychain, which I have not seen much of yet.
No.
I know that it's not exactly your 8-bit Beard Co. 3D printed charms, which are pretty cool. I have one of those too. But it's a PVC keychain, a magnet. You're getting the Nebuchadnezzar statue sticker and magnet, a bearded horsepower sticker, 3 oils.
You get the what do you call these things again? Pin. The pin.
I think that was just something I gave to
you. Oh,
did
you just throw that in my okay.
Yeah, because you would.
Sorry, guys, you don't get the pin. It's my pin.
Yeah, you got half the lineup. The commemorative card with all 3 profiles on it. It's a two-sided card,
which is going to be really helpful. Don't lose it, because I misplaced mine. I'm mad. I cannot find it. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, you're getting the full profiles. The names are on the seals, on the bottles. You're getting the box, the poly mailer. You're getting all out.
Yeah. Look, if you like to do reviews, this is definitely something you need, because it's got all the things to make a review successful. And there's only going to be 40 of them, so the competition's not out there. So if you do anything on Instagram or YouTube, this is definitely something you want to grab a hold of and do a review on, because people are going to watch it, because it's unique, different, great presentation. And it's going to have everything to keep people engaged. So,
and my thing is, I didn't really do a whole lot of promotion when I released scents, but like this is 3 unreleased scents. Completely different profiles. There's something in it for everybody. You have a woodsy coffee open air. There's a cologne tobacco, and there's like a fruity, citrus scent too. So you're getting something of everything. A little something for everybody.
And something for every occasion, like every mood that you have. Morning, you could use the coffee in the morning, wear it. Middle of the day, you could throw on the fruity, and then got a date that night or going out to dinner, you could do the cologne type scent. Like, it's perfect. It's and they're all really enjoyable. They really, really are.
They're 3 of my favorites. This is why I had to put those 3 in the set as well.
All right. You want to give away this special prize?
Yes.
Special something, whatever.
I don't know if you have it geared up, but it's what I'm wearing. So you'll get this sticker in the box set, but the wax seal itself is the actual Nebuchadnezzar dream statue layers, which is the head of gold, arms and chest of silver, and it's the thighs of bronze. You have the legs of iron, and then the feet of mingled iron and clay, which is the 5 kingdoms, I think, that Nebuchadnezzar dreamt about that God revealed to Daniel. So that's the shirt that I'm wearing. You'll get that sticker in the box set. It's what represents the revelation. And on the back, bearded horsepower.
Yeah.
So you're in both. You're getting the wax seal front, which is and then the bearded horsepower logo on the back. So that
a one of a kind.
Yes, another one of a kind. Those shirts are available for sale on the site as well, but we're going to give one away.
And you've got a choice of the color that Matt's wearing now, a black or a white, if you purchase them on the website. So just want to show that as well. As soon as we're done, I'm ordering one of the black ones. Can't wait.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, I know. Gold is anybody's, but that's just kind of fit, the theme. It looks your logo.
But it looks good with your beard too. And my beard, because of the color, I've tried to wear golds and it just doesn't. I don't know, because of the red, it just clashes with the gold. What's funny is before I grew a beard, I never wore black ever, like never. I wore blues, lighter colors, yellows, oranges, but now white. But now I seem to wear black, darker colors because of the beard. It's kind of funny how it changes.
It does. I wear a ton of black. This is probably the lighter color I've ever worn, but
it looks really good with your beard. Like it makes your beard pop and stand out. Your beard's thick enough to where you can wear it. Like it looks really good.
Yeah, I do like lighter. The beard shows up better than with black shirts, but I wear a ton of black, and I'm not gonna lie. The seal in black, because of the printing company, will really pop too.
Yeah.
The seal will really pop. Your logo on the back will show up a little nicer than people would think too.
Well, I was looking at it. It does, because of the colors. It looks good on the black.
Yeah, it does. I know people have purchased a lot of the black shirts that I have black seals with, and because of the pre-treatment layer that they put on the shirts, even with a direct-to-garment print, will still look like it pops off of a black shirt. So your logo will still pop off of that shirt on the back.
Yeah, it definitely looks good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So you know how it works. Same as always. I'll throw some dots out here, but once I say the number range, you can go. You don't have to wait on me to say the word go. Only go once. The number range, let's see, there's 1 through 10. 1 through 10. I got a frog in my throat or something. Too much talking. Who's going to be the lucky winner? Ooh, I see a lot of lucky sevens. Ooh, it's a weird number.
Uh-oh.
Nobody's won yet. Is everybody gone? Got a couple more minutes or a couple more. I'll give you 30 more seconds. So if you haven't guessed, never mind. We have a winner. Butcher, congratulations.
Yeah.
I love it. Man, you've gotten lucky here lately on the show. I know that I just sent him a beard straightener. Now he's won a shirt. It's a good guy, man. Everett's a great guy. Everett, congratulations.
Had the opportunity of meeting Everett at a
Oh, he's from down that way, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's in Sanford, Florida, I believe. So
yeah, I used to go to the little Sanford auction there when I did my Florida tour, buy some cars. So I guess does he need to just pick out the color he wants and the size, or how do you want him to do it?
Yeah, he can just let me know
Okay.
color and size, and I'll take care of it for him. I think he already has a couple of shirts on the way, so
That's great.
save me a little bit on shipping. Thanks, Everett.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Heck, y'all can just meet up and you don't have to ship it all, right?
Yeah, I'll just drop them off. I have to do that with Hook'em's apparel as well.
That's awesome. How are your hats coming? Have you got the new ones yet? I see that one sitting back there.
Have a couple mock-ups.
Oh, so good.
These are in. As far as I just have to have them sent off to be sewed, and then this is kind of like a version we're going to have, and then I actually have the biblical logo coming as well.
Wow, man, that one with the white and the black with that white logo pops so well. It looks so good.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have a lot. They're going to have to be sent out to be sewn because just to keep them within price range. I don't want super expensive products. Those 7-panel hats are really tough to get.
They are. That's what I was telling them last week. I'm still trying to get them, and they're still on back order through Richardson.
They are, and each colorway seems to pop up randomly. I was able to get these, but even the other ones that showed in stock that I ordered came back order, even though that they were that. Yeah, so your guess is as good as mine, but hopefully I can get enough to put them on the shop. There's also going to be some cork hats available here soon.
There it is. God, that's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that matches your labeling. That's going to be so fun.
Yeah, I'm again trying to do little things differently. So,
well, you got the best swag out there, man. I love your swag. It's awesome. The shirts, the hats, you just they're great.
Well, yeah, I know that I'm pumped. I'm pumped for everything that's coming out soon. The soaps, the co-wash is new. Hopefully new apparel, and just continuing to try and just do different things.
And guys, if you placed an order tonight and you don't get a bar of his soap, you're gonna be mad when you hear about it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the soap is unbelievable. Some of the best soap I've ever tried. I've only had it 2 days, so I'm not going to say it's the absolute best, but I will tell you it's top 3. But I like to use a soap about a week. I like to test it. Like I left it in the shower today while my wife showered. I want to see if it melts, how hard it is. Like I judge a soap. I'm on a soap. I'm pretty. I'm a soap snob a little bit. Like I'm tough on guys' soaps, but I'm telling you right now, it's likely going to end up number 1. But it's some of the best soap out. And I'm talking about it's an all-around soap. I use it on my hair, my body, my beard. Work great.
Yeah, they're going to be detergent-free soaps, so you can use them on your beard. Soaps, and that's just what I wanted in the lineup. But I wanted to be like detergent-free. They're non-GMO. I don't believe any of the layers of any of these soaps have glycerin in them. So these are extremely body, beard safe soaps. A lot of each one of these soaps has a different, exfoliating additive that it's just fun depending on whatever your preference is or scent wise. So, I got spicy, I got tobacco, I got citrus. There's a couple of the beer soaps are probably my favorites. So, again,
what's cool too is like they're two-sided, like the double layers, and one side will have the exfoliating, the other side's not. So you can flip them over and use them in different areas of your body. And I thought that was really cool too. I happen to have a triple layer. I don't know what the middle layer is going to do yet, but I'll let you know when I get to it.
But I think you can kind of go all around with it. That you get some of that middle layer as you're, the top layer I think is a little thinner. So I think. Again, the work that one you have is kind of like a sample. I don't think I'm going to go to a 2-layer, but I might. It's just that one called for kind of 3 layers just because of what I was messing with.
And it's awesome. I'm looking on the website now to see if they're on there. I was about to place an order and grab another one, but
they are not. I was trying to get them available for the show. I was having an issue creating some of these soaps. One of the detergent-free soaps take a little longer to harden, so I was trying to add them to the site. I'm going to have them added real soon. Okay. I have a big birthday surprise for everybody in the beard community. Number 41 is next week. And I have a little bit of a surprise coming next week. So soaps should be available next week. Maybe not all 5, but they'll be ready.
Cool. Yeah, Butcher said all your shirts are comfortable. Or somebody said they're really comfortable, good shirts. That's awesome. They're high quality. His hats are too. He doesn't do anything halfway. I can promise you that.
Yeah, that's, to spend a couple of extra bucks to have something look nicer or feel nicer, is, worth it. Because and I try and create, the swag or the shirts or the hats. Like I would want to wear them. I'm not just trying to create a product to sell. Like I want to wear the stuff I make. I want to, I want to make sure that that's something I would buy, that I would wear it out a lot. And, I'm picky. So when you see my stuff, you realize that somebody's really picky about their apparel, regardless of the size.
It's medium.
Listen, my stuff's a little tight, but it's got to be nice. And that's.
But you explained why earlier. You were supposed to be a girl. You like your shirts a little tighter. It all makes sense now. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I've been roasted a little bit for being.
The Butcher's paying it forward. He's paying his shirt forward to Daniel. So congratulations, Daniel. Also a huge supporter and lover of Matt's products. So that's pretty awesome.
Good. I think Daniel. I think the twin is a large. Yeah. So take care of that for you.
So much for you saving on shipping.
Yeah, he can. That's all right. Indiana's not too much worse. So
that's the other benefit of working at the Postal Service. All the tricks on shipping the right way for the right price.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really get a deal, but yeah.
Well, sometimes just knowing like when to ship first class, when to ship priority. Like you tell me the other day with like if I'm shipping to California, you can do a flat rate box and it's cheaper. Because when you go in the post office, sometimes they don't tell you all that stuff. And if you're using a service like Shippo or something like that, you have to figure all that out on your own. So just having that conversation with you the other day was very helpful because I'm shipping a lot of giveaways and it gets expensive if you don't do it the right way.
It depends. No, typically if you get up there and wait is the issue. Yeah. I mean, not really where, but if you're going from Florida to Oregon or California, like, okay, then maybe. Yeah. But typically, it's not really a big deal. It's only when you get up there and wait. Yeah. And even UPS can be a tiny bit cheaper, but yeah.
Thanks, George. I appreciate it. I know we've just been hanging out and talking a lot to each other tonight. I hope we didn't bore y'all too much, but it's hard not to just sit here and have a conversation with Matt. He's a great guy, fun to talk to. So it's hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't think that just because I wasn't sitting here talking about Revelation all night doesn't mean it's not worth it. It is definitely the star of this show. So if you're looking for something very unique, 3 great oils that you're going to love, like we were talking about earlier, they're all a little different for each occasion. There's something in it for everybody, no matter what your preference is. If you like sweet, if you like tobacco, if you like cologne, you're going to enjoy all 3 of them. So, don't think just because we weren't talking about it the whole entire time. I'm one of those, I don't like to push things on people. I like just to tell you it's great, tell you my opinion, and then let you make a decision for yourself. But I mean, I really want to push this because it's incredible. And, I don't say that a lot because I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I don't like to say something's incredible and then you get it and don't like it. But I can honestly say with this, because there's 3, you're going to like it. So grab it. It's not overly expensive. I mean, for $45. And if you do it right now, that's shipped for that price. If you use the code horsepower, you can't beat it. I mean, $15 in oil, right? So that's really below standard. And then you're getting all the other stuff for free. So jump on it. It's a deal. I promise you.
Should probably, that one expired. I think that was only till midnight.
Oh, it is midnight on these. See, it's 11 here. I keep forgetting you're an hour ahead.
I might need to
Well, even if just go ahead and buy something else, get to $60 and you get free shipping anyway. There you go. Right. So just spend 60, buy another bottle of oil, or his co-wash is incredible. I'm wearing the heck out of using his co-wash like crazy. Matter of fact, it's about the only co-wash I've been wearing or using the last month. I don't co-wash every day. I do it about once or twice a week. But grab a co-wash and a box set, spend 60, then you still get free shipping.
That's true. Yeah. If you spend 60 on the site, you get free shipping anyway. So I don't think that, just put a minimum requirement of, you had to kind of redo that discount code. I just went ahead.
Matt, when I get these, when I get the Hellcat in, you're gonna have to drive up now. We're gonna have to do some commercials, and we'll have to do a beard oil theme around a Hellcat. We'll have to have some fun with it.
I don't want to give anything away, but I think maybe we might.
Well, I was kind of giving it away, but not really giving it away.
Yeah, that I think may or may not already be in the work.
Yeah,
I have to definitely recreate this one.
Let's see. Russ ordered. What did he? Let Russ order something from Georgia. Went to Queens for 4 days. Man, I'm telling you, there's certain postal offices. Like there's one that in New Jersey, and if it goes there, it sits for 4 days. Scott and I talk about it all the time. Like if Scott sends me something, it can go to 2 different distribution centers based on weight. And if it goes to this one, if I order too much stuff, it goes to this one distribution center where I won't get it for 10 days. But if I order it where he can send it like first class, or maybe it doesn't weigh over a certain thing where it has to, doesn't weight have to do with ground or air as well? Like whether they ship it one way or the other?
That's a good question. I think it also depends on the class that you're going to be shipping it. First class, priority, express all have different versions. And I think it probably might depend on whether or not they put that on a truck or a plane.
Yeah. Because it goes to this
one. Have the same, regulations. And weight, yes, that probably depends a little bit too. But, if you're over 16 ounces, that's what you're looking to be priority anyway. Horsepower gets you free shipping. Okay. I had to reset that code, but so Revelation free shipping on the Revelation box set if you use the code horsepower, and that's good. Period. We'll make that forever.
Oh, there you go.
So,
well, I appreciate that. And Russ, I'll get yours ordered here tonight or first thing in the morning. And you got Russ's address, don't you?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So you don't have to worry. And I've got it too. I can send you because I just sent him something. So we'll get those giveaways out to you soon. And I know it's midnight on the East Coast, and I could sit here and talk all night, but I'm not going to keep y'all too much longer. But if you guys have any questions for Matt or myself, now's the time. We'll open it up and start paying more attention to the feed so we can answer any questions you guys have. You can ask me automotive questions, beard questions, scent profiles. Matt's in here, so if you want some, you can ask him a biblical question or something. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's late. We know all the party animals are in here now, so it's free game. We'll talk about anything.
On a Saturday night, too. Yeah.
I'm almost out of water, so. I can't believe you didn't have a date tonight. How'd you get away with that? Well, I guess because we had it planned.
I might have one. I might have it.
That's true. It's still early for somebody that wears a medium.
Yeah, you know what? She
us double X and extra larges. We can't go out after midnight.
Oof. Yeah, I'm I'll be 41 next week. I think I'm running on E2, but that's the fun part. She may or may not be waiting right now.
Well, then we need to we'll jump off here.
Patience, more patience than me.
So Brian wants to know favorite Ohio State athlete of all time and favorite non-Ohio State athlete of all time.
Favorite OSU athlete of all time.
I think I know mine.
Man, that's a good one. If you asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have given you a different answer. My favorite non-OSU athlete might be Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Even though I hated him in 2006 and 2007. But
I'm trying to think. I would say OSU would probably be – I'm kind of old school guy. Probably Archie Griffin. Probably, yeah. I kind of go, I don't know, like all these new age athletes. I like the old school guys.
Archie Griffin is the easy answer. I would, Archie Griffin, but I'm gonna throw him a curveball. My favorite of all time might be Chris Gamble. One of the last great two-way players in college football.
That is very true.
Yeah.
He was a tough dude too.
Yeah. Defensive back, played wide receiver, played punt return, kick return. He was a big factor in that 2003 national championship team.
That's a good one.
Tough to vote against, but in the history books, I think also because it's so fresh, Justin Fields is really fresh in my mind.
Heck of an athlete, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to do with Chicago.
Me too. I think he's going to end up being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I just think the NFL, his style quarterback is just tough to defend, and I just think he's going to tear for a few years. I think he's going to make Chicago very successful.
Yes. You got that right.
I really do. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate you placing that order, buddy. You're going to love it. Logan said, I agree. I think Tebow has to be the best of all time. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to think of somebody that as a college athlete with more influence, and I don't think there's been anybody. Just a good dude. I really hate that he didn't have a better college career. Like, I kept rooting for him to either make it in baseball, something, because I just like to see him play.
Yeah.
His heart, you just don't get that.
I went and saw him play in Tampa. He's just a guy you want to go see play.
Yeah.
So
it's just the heart. I mean, he's just unbelievable. I didn't like him in college because he beat Alabama several times, but I liked him, but I was a little hurt. Like, we recruited him at one time. He was coming to Alabama, changed his mind. So, I was a little hurt, but he was fun to watch.
Yes.
He is playing tight end for that's right. Yeah, I read that the other day. We'll see if he makes it. I think he should have always been a tight end. I think he could have been a lot more successful in the NFL as a tight end or a fullback. I don't know why he didn't before. He's just getting up there in age now, but I think he's still a heck of an athlete and in shape. He'll be fine, but
yeah, could easily be.
I mean, I thought when he was in college that he was going to be the next Bo Jackson. I thought he'd be a dual sport, just and I think he wanted to play quarterback entirely way too bad, and just wouldn't go another route. It's understandable.
That happens with a large majority of the college quarterbacks, is their skills just don't translate to the pro level. Even as amazing of athletes and college athletes as they are at that position, it just doesn't translate to the pro level. And that's even with Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks.
Sure.
Pro style Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks, their skill set often does not translate to the NFL. And that's a large majority of them. And so Tebow's no different. And I think he's no different than anybody, like Eric Crouch or I want to say a Jones I don't think Josh Heupel won the Heisman, but again, these guys, Oklahoma had a few quarterbacks, just their skills didn't translate. Ohio State had a couple. They're amazing quarterbacks they set records, but their skill set doesn't translate to the NFL. It's just not the program's fault, just the nature of the beast, I think.
Yeah, what was that big quarterback for Ohio State? Cordell or something?
Cardell.
He was just really big.
Jones.
Yeah, God, he was huge.
Yep. So
I got to see Tebow in person, even bigger in person. He shows up on the screen. Yeah. He's just a big dude. To me, it's his heart. I can't wait. Yeah, Logan, he'd run over some linebackers, that's for sure. All right, guys, it's 12:30 on the East Coast. We're fizzling away, so we're going to call tonight. But look, I really appreciate you guys hanging in there tonight and hanging out with Matt and I. As always, we'll see you next week. But buy this box set. You'll be happy. It'll be sold out soon. There's only 40 of them, and you will enjoy it.
Yeah, go on, grab that now. Use horsepower, get free shipping.
Yep.
You'll enjoy it.
And we'll see you next. Oh, look, guys, since you're here, next week I got 2 good weeks coming up, just so you know. Jesus, the owner of Aztec, is going to be on next week. And then there's a female owner that many of you may not know. It's called Bearded Garage. She used to be a finance manager in the car business. She now owns a beard brand company in Ontario, Canada, called Bearded Garage. She's going to be on with me the week after that. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll have some owners on here to hang out with us. So we'll see you then. Definitely we'll be here the next 2 weeks, but we're about to start the remodel soon. So after that, you might not see me for a little while, but so come hang out with me same time, and appreciate you guys, and have a great week.